How's it? Ibad. Okay. Um, okay, Ji. So I'm very much sure your Eid went very well and you have got free from those barbecues and all. कुछ का आज रात में भी होगा, I believe. अच्छा जी. So now taking the things back, asking a sort of revision. पहले तो I would let you know that what we gonna do today and tomorrow. We would be having the last discussion for skimming and scanning and sort of thing. LMS के ऊपर there is an assignment. It is not shown. We would be doing that. Those who are in the class. If not today, then tomorrow. We then directly jumping over to the CAIE pattern summary writing के लिए. और उस summary writing के अंदर the first point which we need to see, and that is taking the content points out. So what we're going to be doing, we would be discussing the tips and techniques which are in total 13. So we would be discussing those, you would be jotting those down, and we would be looking at those videos of technicalities and all, and you would be doing an exercise for taking that out, taking the content points out from the passage. So this is the plan for today and tomorrow. So inshallah we would be succeed. The first question goes to Mustafa. Mustafa, if you can let us know what the skimming is or how skimming helps us. How
सर
skimming helps us.
सर
जी जी.
सर क्या कह रहे हैं? आपकी आवाज़ बहुत अटक रही है.
How skimming helps us. Got the thing or not?
यस सर.
जी.
सर
जी जी.
स्कीमिंग सर एक ऑर्डर के अंदर
English.
ओवर सर स्कीमिंग इज रीडिंग in order over review of the material,
Okay, very good.
and skimming tells you what journal information is
About the
within.
general information. Okay, that's good. Javeria. Javeria.
Yes, sir.
Javeria, which techniques works the best, the most for you? Skimming or scanning?
Skimming.
Skimming. Okay. If the question is in such a way that needs to be scanned, still you're gonna be doing the skimming? Yes. Then how you gonna be saving your time? Like these techniques works are like worth saving time. If that question meant to be scanned and it would save your time for like doing scanning, so doing the skimming
Depends
would
on
not work.
it depends on the thing. What
Depends on the question. I see. Okay, so that is my question. If the question is asking you to scan, would you be skimming it even?
I will only scan the important things.
Okay, you would
Important
see
what
the
is
nature of the question, what the nature of the question is asking you to do. Okay, ji. Ji beta. Now, if you could tell me what is scanning?
Scanning is that you have to scan a specific thing, like if it is asking to find a age, so you will know that it is a number. So in the whole passage you will find the number.
Excellent. That is the particular specific information we find out. Okay, that's good. Okay, without wasting any further time, what we gotta do, we would look or we would watch that video, um, the last sort of video for skimming and scanning for writing the summary. Got it. So, and after that, would be asking you, putting the questions in front of you, inshallah. Okay. Do let me know if it is audible.
Learning outcome 2, reading and viewing. It addresses the assessment standard that requires learners.
Is it audible? Yes. Okay. Now see the video.
To demonstrate various reading and viewing strategies for comprehension and appreciation. Learners should be able to skim texts to identify main ideas by reading titles, introductions, first paragraphs, and introductory sentences of paragraphs. Learners should also be able to scan texts for supporting details.
Hi, I'm Nicola Shongwe. In this series, we're going to learn the skill of summarizing. This means that when we read through a passage, we will be able to pick the most important points. Without realizing it, we summarize in an informal way every day. When you tell a friend something which you did, you focus on the most important incidents only. You leave out any information that is not really an essential part of the story. Summarize.
So this is the real life example of skimming. Getting my point? Once you are letting, acha ji, in the last class, even though I remember I quote this example in one of the classes, I don't know which. So the example is, once you are telling a review of a movie to your friend, would you be telling the whole story of 1.5 hour? आप 1.5 hour का पूरा story अपने दोस्त को नहीं बताओगे. Definitely you would be summarizing it, taking the important information, and would be letting him or her know within 5 minutes. 1.5 मतलब कि 1.5 hour का बातें आप 5 minutes के अंदर पूरी movie का एक nutshell बता रहे हो. So that is the skimming you are doing, leaving behind the unessential information and putting forward the important points. Got the thing? So ये real life example है. आप irrelevant चीजों को हटा देते हो और बहुत main जो focused information है उसको आप लेते हो. This is skimming. Looking at those specific information जो हम लोगों को चाहिए उस तक जाने के लिए you skim those rapidly, reaching that particular point.
Is the ability to pick out the main ideas in a text. Summarizing is an extremely important life skill. You don't only use summarizing to tell people about incidents that have occurred, the plots of movies, or what happened in the latest book you have read, but you should also use summarizing for your own studying. In every subject, you should be able to pick out the important points so that you understand your work.
For instance, you are reading a book of your business studies या फिर कुछ भी, once you are reading that, तो उसके अंदर भी like each and everything which is written is not essential for you once you are finding out something. So that is the skimming which would help you out. It's not only the comprehension passages in which you're going to be utilizing these two techniques. No, it's in every subject, in everyday life.
Of what it is about, and find a specific piece of information in a text. In today's lesson, we will learn how to skim and scan a text. Skimming is when you look quickly at a text to get the general idea of the content. When skimming, we need to ask ourselves, what is this text about? It's important to read the passage with your brain as well as your eyes. If you think while you read, as opposed to just letting your eyes move over words on the page, you will be able to find important points far more easily, and you will remember what you have read. Skimming will help you read with your brain. We often use skimming when we need to find out whether a text is relevant or not to our needs. For example, when we're researching a project, we may skim through the internet or skim through a textbook to see if the details that we're looking for are present. Once we've found a suitable text, we would then read it more closely to find out what is contained in the article. If we had to read every single article, it would take us hours. There are 3 things you should use to help you skim. When skimming, you should look at the title, read the beginning and end of the text, and examine the first sentence of each paragraph. Let's give skimming a try. Look at the title of this article. Read it with your eyes and your brain and see if you can tell what the article will be about. Online grocery shopping nicely in the bag.
Now this is the heading of a passage. ये passage की एक heading है. Definitely the first thing is to go through your title. तो आप title को go through कर रहे हो अब आप. Online grocery shopping nicely in the bag. What sort of thing comes in your mind कि what the passage would be about? Muhammad Ali.
सर ये ऑनलाइन ग्रोसरी शॉपिंग यानी इन्होंने कुछ ऑनलाइन ऑर्डर किया होगा, ऐसा कुछ होगा.
Okay, चलो. Many of the things can come to your mind कि यार सर online लिखा हुआ है तो definitely something related to online would be there. First thing. Second thing, सर online के साथ साथ they are talking about the shopping event कि सर shopping किस तरह से है and etc. या online shopping किस तरह से है, how to buy, क्या पता हमें procedure बता रहे हों, क्या पता क्या सही. So this is the thing which comes in the mind. अब हमारे पास जो steps हैं, first paragraph, last paragraph, our idea, our things would be clearer for skimming.
What do you think this article is going to be about? The title tells us that the article is dealing with grocery shopping, and the word online tells us that it's about computers and the internet. So just from the title, we see that this article is probably about shopping and computers. We can test our predictions by reading the first paragraph. Working mum Kathy Stadler is a confessed shopaholic. She visits both Woolworths and Pick n Pay to compare prices on her weekly shopping list. Here we have an example of a person who shops and the names of the places where she shops. Although it doesn't say here that she compares these prices online, we can assume from the title that she does this. Our predictions based on the title are proving to be correct.
So as it is in the first paragraph, it's not said that she is comparing the things online. It's very much visible via the heading of the passage. So reading the heading of the passage is very important.
Next, we would have to consider whether it's worth reading the whole article carefully. But since we are skimming, let's move on to the last paragraph and see how it ends. Stadler is one of 70,000 South Africans who go online more than once a month to buy goods and services, according to research by Gemini Consulting. This last paragraph explains that many South Africans do their grocery shopping on the internet. So we're still on the same topic. Kathy Stadler is the example that the journalist used to introduce the topic of online shopping. So now let's look at the first sentences of the other paragraphs to see if this article would be suitable if we were writing an essay or doing a project on this topic. The first sentence states, Stadler shops online. And the second sentence asks, why trolley bash and get stressed? From these two sentences, the reader gets more information on the article. This paragraph appears to focus on Stadler's shopping habits. The next one seems to give reasons as to why people choose to use internet shopping. For example, it could be seen as a less stressful form of shopping. So, from reading the title, the first and last paragraphs, and the first sentences of the middle paragraphs, we can easily tell what this article is about. What we have done here is we have skimmed through the article and determined the general idea.
Now, skimming say what we are getting, the main general idea, as Mujtaba said right now, we can extract the general idea. Now, the question comes in my mind, जो आप लोगों के mind में नहीं आया, I believe. From Arij, I would ask, Arij, what sort of questions? We have two sorts of comprehensions. One is for writing the summary, the other is for answering the questions from paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, and etc. Where we would be using this skimming technique to take the general idea out.
Summary.
In summary, how?
समरी हमें कुछ मेन पॉइंट्स कंटेंट पॉइंट्स में जो लिस्ट करने होते हैं उससे हमें कुछ मेन पॉइंट्स मिल सकते हैं.
Okay. Can anyone elaborate it? Arij बता देगा. I would not be asking from Arij. Okay, Javeria.
समरी में स्किमिंग न्यूज़ होती है उसके अंदर बिल्कुल जनरल इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए होती है तो वी कैन पिक
बेटा समरी राइटिंग के लिए हमें क्या पर्टिकुलर इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं चाहिए होती है. पर्टिकुलर इन्फॉर्मेशन इन सच अ सेंस दैट दे आर बाइफर्केटिंग दोस टू बॉक्सेस. फॉर इंस्टेंस द प्रेजेंट एंड द पास्ट. Now we know that we would be writing the present and the past, and we need to extract those from the passage. So how you can do that with skimming or scanning? Just a simple elaboration.
From skimming we can do like we can gather only the information which is
Actually you are saying it correct, but you couldn't say the thing is which you are trying to say, and which I understood. Skimming for the first time in the passage, you're going through the passage, would get you an idea that where your points are lying in the passage, which you need to find out. So going on with the skimming and underlining those things, going on with the skimming, underlining those things, that would be okay with you. The next time you are coming to the passage would be what would be, you would be reading it. हमें याद है ना, the last step which we need to follow, and that is the reading. Skimming karo, scanning karo, whatever you do, but the last step is your reading. So you are even correct. Very good. Now this is the general idea we can grab from skimming. Now we can go through or jump over to the scanning.
To find a specific piece of information or to decide if the text is relevant to your needs.
If you can see the first word, glancing through a text. Say, glance क्या होता है? Anyone? एक झलक. Say, not reading. So,
we use scanning to look quickly and closely for something specific. We skim to find out the general idea of an article. Scanning is a valuable skill as we often need to look for a particular piece of information. For example, you may want to find out how to clean a new kettle. You will scan the instruction booklet until you find the section dealing with cleaning. You will ignore the information which is not necessary at the time, such as power requirements or what different models are available.
Okay. This is the thing. Let me ask from Mustafa. He's raising his hand.
Yes sir.
जी बेटा, you are raising your hand. You.
सर वो मैंने ग्लांसिंग के लिए रेस किया था.
I lower your hand later. चलो, क्या मतलब था ग्लांसिंग का?
सर किसी चीज का मतलब दूर रखना.
क्या रखना?
दूर.
I didn't get that. एक झलक ना?
जी सर.
Okay. Now the thing. इसके अंदर she has quoted one example. ये स्कैनिंग की एक एग्जांपल है. And that is, किस तरह से एग्जांपल है? There is a question, how to clean a kettle. जैसे कि ये पिक्चर में दिखाएंगे. How to clean a kettle. This is a question. मेरे पास जो पैसेज है, that whole comprised of the information regarding cattle. अब इसके अंदर cattle, how it works, what are those particulars regarding cattle, and etc. Now, what is my information? I would be scanning the thing. हर चीज को मैं skip करता रहूंगा, and until unless I found the word clean or any synonym for that, I would be stopping, because my information, particular information, is cattle को clean किस तरह करना है. Getting my point? So this is the scanning I do. Now once I have done, मैं उसको read out करूंगा. इसकी example को वापस देखो.
As we often need to look for a particular piece of information. For example, you may want to find out how to clean a new kettle. You will scan the instruction booklet until you find the section dealing with cleaning. You will ignore the information which is not necessary at the time, such as power requirements or what different models are available. There are 3 things to look for when you scan: names, dates, and keywords.
Why these 3 things can be scanned very easily? Because names, the proper nouns or the names cannot be changed. वो वैसे के वैसे ही आपको पैसेज के अंदर मिलते हैं. Dates या numericals, anything, you would find that in the passage as you did in the last class. Keywords. Now keywords, I told you earlier, WH questions and etc. These would be your keywords which can take you to that particular information. Which can take you to the particular information. Let's see.
Keywords are usually the most important of these. Let's look at an example of the type of assignment you might need to do for English and how you could use the skill of scanning. Find information about the places where William Shakespeare lived.
Okay, and just find the keywords in this. Mustafa. Walaikum salam. Mustafa, the major keyword जिसके through I can definitely directly jumping over to that particular information.
What's that?
What is that keyword जिसके through मैं direct उस particular information पे पहुंच जाऊंगा? नहीं पता. अरे बेटा, just told you. Okay, Mufle is raising his hands. Okay, जी Mufle.
Sir, William Shakespeare.
Excellent. Why?
Sir, because अभी बताया ना, name, keyword और
That
dates.
is the thing. Name, date, and the keyword. So William Shakespeare आपका एक keyword हो गया, सही? क्योंकि it's name. फिर WH, where, सही? इसका मतलब we would be scanning for the place. कोई place हमने देखनी होगी. So these are those keywords which are
Books and internet articles on Shakespeare are very easy to find, but you wouldn't have time to read all of them. In fact, if you had to read all the information on Shakespeare, this assignment would take you years. The aim of scanning is to work smarter, not harder.
ऐसा ही है. If you work smarter, it benefits.
You need to zoom in on the specific details that you're looking for without reading through vast amounts of information that is not relevant to what you are working on. How could you best scan through the information to find what you specifically need? You could train your eyes to look at headings and bold print that would catch your eye if the title applied to your needs. Scanning means that careful reading must take place. Allow your eyes to travel over the words and then anchor them to words which you are looking for. Remember that, like skimming, this is a skill and will get easier with practice. An effective reader uses scanning in many situations, including outside of the school environment. You will need scanning to find important information in an article or to look for a fact in a body of text.
Now this is the scanning which we do normally, जो अभी हम लोग discuss कर रहे हैं, and that is कि passage के अंदर से we're going to be scanning for a particular information. Now this lady would be quoting certain examples of your daily routine. जैसे कि let me tell किस तरह से वो एक बता रही होगी. Once you are going somewhere to distribute the meat, say कुर्बानी का गोश्त बांटने जा रहे हो, and you know कि street number 46 के अंदर you need to enter. Now, what you gonna be doing? You would be scanning that 46. किस बोर्ड पे 46 लिखा हुआ है? You would be skipping the whole thing. बाकी streets को you would skip. So this is one of the examples. Let's see how many she is giving.
Next. You don't read the dictionary from cover to cover when you're looking for a single definition. You would go to the section where you know you would find the word and then scan through the list of entries until you find the specific word that you're looking for. Scanning is not only used with words. Scanning doesn't just apply to words. You may drive down a street looking for something in particular, such as a house number or street sign. When you're looking for a specific telephone number, you run your eye down the list until you get to the name you need. When you walk into a crowded room, you will scan the crowd to find your friend.
Now, this is the best example which I believe, looking for a friend in a crowded room. For instance, you are going to a classroom. आप एक दूसरी क्लास में जाते हो, वहाँ पे there are 40 students are sitting. सही है? You need to talk only to the one friend of yours who is sitting in that class. तो आप क्या करोगे? आप skip करोगे, अपने eye को scan कराओगे अपनी eyes से वो फेस जिसको यू आर फाइंडिंग. दैट इज द पर्टिकुलर इंफॉर्मेशन यू आर फाइंडिंग इन द क्लास, जो कि मेरा दोस्त है. सही है? आप सब चेहरों को स्किप करोगे एंड यू आर स्कैनिंग दैट वन फ्रेंड. और आपको जब बाद में पूछा जाएगा ना, बेटा क्लास में और कौन कौन बैठा हुआ था, आपको नहीं मालूम होगा. वाई? बिकॉज आप स्कैन कर रहे थे पर्टिकुलर इन्फॉर्मेशन. आपसे पर्टिकुलर इन्फॉर्मेशन के बारे में पूछा जाएगा, इट्स फाइन, यू नो. बट if it is asked for whole of the class and etc, the other information, you would not be able to answer that because आपने स्कैन किया है. सही. एक और एग्जांपल देता हूँ. You have something, अभी आज का सुबह का न्यूज़पेपर आपने उठाया, you are scanning that. और स्कैन क्या कर रहे हो कि कहाँ कहाँ पर आपके पास THE द लिखा हुआ है. मुफले, दैट्स एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट. हम स्कैन करेंगे तो बाकी सबको हम स्किप करते रहेंगे. अच्छा जी, कोई भी आर्टिकल आपने उठाया, उसके अंदर आपने लिखना है THE द, आपने स्कैन करना है कहाँ का लिखा हुआ है. एंड इफ आई हैव गिवन यू अ टास्क कि बेटा जल्दी से देख के बताएं हाउ मेनी टाइम्स THE द इज रिटन. आप स्कैन करोगे, आप जल्दी से मुझे बता दोगे सर देयर आर 6 टाइम्स द इज फाउंड हियर इन द पैसेज. बट लेटर ऑन इफ आई आस्क यू कि बेटा पैसेज को आपने पूरा गो थ्रू कर लिया ना, जरा बताएं पैसेज क्या कह रहा है. You would not be able to, because particular information आप find out कर रहे थे, बाकी आपने skip कर दिया था. On the other hand, skimming की अगर मैं बात करूं, skimming is skimming through the whole passage and giving you the general idea or the main idea. तो वो आपको एक कंप्लीट एक आइडिया जनरलाइज करके दे सकता है नट शेल के अंदर. स्कैनिंग, यू आर फाइंडिंग द पर्टिकुलर थिंग. जैसे कि कॉम्प्रिहेंशन पैसेज नंबर 2, सही है, जब आप वहां पे आप क्वेश्चन पढ़ोगे और वहां से अगर कोई इंफॉर्मेशन आपने सेलेक्ट करनी है तो आप स्कैन करोगे, स्कैन करके उस जगह को आप रीड करोगे. गॉट इट?
Let's summarize what we have covered in this lesson. It's important for you to be able to discover what a text is dealing with in general. This involves the skill of skimming. Your eyes will skip through the passage in the same way as a stone skims and hops over water. In this way, you will get a general idea of the article by noticing little bits of it. When skimming, we look at the title, the first sentence of each paragraph, and the opening and closing paragraphs. When we want to find a particular piece of information, we scan. When scanning, we look at keywords, names, and dates.
Okay, so that is what we had. Scanning or skimming, believe me, it worth in your daily life. Even just as an example have been quoted, I believe if you take any one of the example and keep that in your mind, it would not be forgotten, inshallah. And it would definitely be working in all of your subjects, even especially the English comprehensions and all. My question is any question from your side. If you want to raise your hand and ask the question, you are welcome. If you are feasible in writing the question in the chat, you even may. Do you have any question? No, everything is clear. Okay, let me ask. Ji Ibad. Ibad. My question is, am I audible, Ibad? Yes, but you are not audible, beta. You are not audible. Can you remove your hand from your face? Ji. Is your mic connected? I think your mic is not working. Hazik. Ji Hazik. There is one question. Acha, do you have any question, beta?
No, sir.
No. Okay, I have one question. Now, where is he going? ये क्वेश्चन है, सही ना? Where is he going? ये मेरे सामने एग्जामिनेशन के अंदर ये क्वेश्चन आया है. What I gonna be doing? What would be my approach? I would scan for the answer or skim for the answer of this question. Where is he going? मैं इसके लिए स्कैन करूंगा इसके आंसर फाइंड आउट करने के लिए, या स्किम करूंगा?
Scan.
स्कैन हाउ एंड व्हाई?
सर वेयर इज कोई प्लेस का नाम होगा.
कोई प्लेस का नेम होगा. अच्छा जी, चले, वेरी गुड. लेट मी आस्क फ्रॉम अदर. नवाल. माइक इज नॉट वर्किंग. ओके, हमजा फारूक. जी जी, हमजा फारूक, जस्ट लेट मी नो कि इफ आई एम, मतलब कि मुझे पता है कि ओके दिस क्वेश्चन वुड बी स्कैन्ड एंड आई कैन रीच द आंसर वेरी इजीली, बट आई एम नॉट गुड एट स्कैनिंग. मैं स्कैनिंग में इतना अच्छा नहीं हूँ. सो वुड इट बी फीजिबल फॉर मी टू कीप ऑन स्किमिंग फॉर द आंसर? अगर मैं स्कैनिंग के लिए अच्छा नहीं हूँ तो, स्कैनिंग में अच्छा नहीं हूँ तो? सॉरी, मैं स्किमिंग कर लूंगा. वुड इट बी feasible for me? Would it save my time?
स्कैनिंग में थोड़ा सा टाइम बचेगा लेकिन स्कैनिंग में ज़्यादा बचता है.
Excellent. This sort of question would save your time while scanning rather than the skimming. Got it? Chale. Any of the question, if you have, even though in the whole day, you may jot it down tomorrow in the class, you may ask me the questions first. Then we're gonna move to the direct question, and that is how to take the content point out for summary writing. Got it? Just a minute. I would love to take the 10 minutes. जी मुस्तफा.
सर मैं कह रहा हूँ सर, अभी स्किमिंग और स्कैनिंग का हमने कर लिया, तो अभी आगे कोई सिलेबस पहले से आप देंगे या मतलब सीक्वेंस से कराते हैं?
मैं समझा नहीं.
सर मैं कह रहा हूँ कि अभी आगे का कोई सिलेबस है सर, सिलेबस चैप्टर्स आगे का अगर आप.
हाँ बेटा, आज तो बताया कि कल हमारी क्लास में हमारा क्या, क्योंकि देखो कंटेंट है, समरी राइटिंग है, फिर हमारा पैराग्राफ्स हैं एंड एक्सेट्रा. ये हमारा सिलेबस है. द अदर थिंग इज दैट वन मोर इन द बुक्स लिस्ट, जो आपको बुक लिस्ट मिली होगी, उसके अंदर देयर इज वन मोर बुक ऑफ ओपीई,
वो लेनी
ऑक्सफोर्ड
है सर?
प्रोग्रेसिव इंग्लिश. तो बेटा क्यों लिखी है उन लोगों ने? दिस इज द बुक.
सर वो
Sorry. So we're going to be having those, and the books you guys have, जो आप लोगों ने last year use की थी, that would be even in work. सही है
इंग्लिश
जी?
कॉम्प्रिहेंशन.
बेटा लास्ट ईयर आपके पास जो बुक थी ना.
हाँ सही है.
So thank you so much. मुफले, आपको भी बेटा belated ईद मुबारक. Thank you so much. Gonna meet you inshallah in the next class tomorrow. Be prepared क्योंकि tomorrow it would be an assignment inshallah in the class. So thank you so much. God bless you. Allah Hafiz.